Hello, Shrewsbury. My name is April Jones Prince. I've lived in town for 21 years. I'm a town meeting member and a member of the Shrewsbury Library Board of Trustees. Many of you may know that I'm also a children's book author, so it won't surprise you that books and stories and libraries have been a part of my life since before I can remember. I grew up in Minneapolis, and my dad was creative director for a publishing company, and I loved to visit him at work. I loved the creative people there and the sights and sounds and smells of books being created all around me, ink and paper and glue. It was my mom that usually took me to the library to pick out new books, and there I quickly fell in love with the special sound of library books with their crinkly covers and the feel of their lovingly worn pages. I did a lot of reading as a child, especially books by female creators. Some of my favorites were April's Kittens, for obvious reasons, by Claire Turley Newberry. I also read a ton of books by Beverly Cleary and Judy Blume and Catherine Patterson. These are my very yellow childhood copies. These books reminded me to laugh and to care for others and to think outside the box. Today, I'm really inspired by the richness and diversity of book creators, especially children's book creators. I have a special love for picture books, and they really are a special art form where the pictures tell part of the story, and the words tell part of the story, and neither one works without the other. They really are for all ages. So if you think you're too old to read a picture book, I would encourage you to go to our library or elsewhere and pick one up and really enjoy it. My fellow author Donna Gephardt says a children's book is wisdom dipped in images and words, and I have to agree. Um, Behind me are some of my favorites by female creators. I think that you will not be disappointed. If you pick them up, you will find some wisdom and real heart and real nuggets of human understanding. Behind me are Boxes for Katja by Candy Fleming, Thank You Amu by Oge Mora, The Rabbit Listened by Corey Dorfeld, and Click Clack Moo by Doreen Cronin. All really wonderful. I'm also really inspired by biographies, especially by the late Kathleen Kroll. We just lost her last month, but one of my favorite books by her is called Wilma Unlimited, about Wilma Rudolph, who as a child could hardly walk because of polio, but through strength and talent and sheer grit became the fastest woman in the world. So an amazing and inspiring story. I also love biographies by Tanya Lee Stone. This one about Jane Addams and Hull House is a wonderful story about the change that Jane Addams brought to Chicago and to the broader world through her work. So these books remind me to speak up and use my voice in both words and actions to help improve my community and the world. But most important of all, I think that reading inspires me to be the kind of woman and wife and mother and friend and citizen that I aspire to be. One of my favorite new books is called Other Words for Home by Jasmine Morga. It's a novel told in verse, so it's very accessible, spare, beautiful text. It's about a girl named Jude who immigrates to the US from Syria with her mom. And my favorite quote is, there is an Arabic proverb that says, she makes you feel like a loaf of freshly baked bread. It is said about the nicest, kindest people, the type of people who help you rise. I think we have a lot of people like that in our community. Those people inspire me, and I hope that we all remember to dream big and speak out and lift each other up as we work together to create an ever more diverse and vibrant community in Shrewsbury, the community that we all love. So thank you for watching. Happy reading. Happy Women's History Month. And thanks so much to the Shrewsbury Library for having me. Take care.